The economics seem to be dictating to these corporations that it's better for them to make an extra dollar than it is to protect your information.
The spiraling Cambridge Analytica Facebook debacle is moving from Washington to the states. It's not because Congress is too divided to act. It's because Congress actually has no real idea what it's doing. When I talked to members in the halls today, it was pretty clear that while they have the outrage part down, they're not so strong on the details.
We're going to be devising specifics, but the basic principle is consumers need to know and consent. And Facebook needs to be held to a standard of more than just, you can trust us, because plainly, that hasn't worked.
But there's a little more clarity on the state level, where state attorneys general say Facebook may have violated existing consumer protection laws. A handful of state AGs have asked the company for answers, and Facebook's taking those requests seriously. Officials scheduled a call with state AGs this afternoon. I talked to Pennsylvania Attorney General Josh Shapiro about what the concerns are in his state.
In Pennsylvania, there's two laws that could come into play here. One is whether or not this violated our consumer protection laws. And two, whether or not it violated laws we have regarding the notification of data breaches. In both instances, Facebook has a responsibility to protect its users, protect consumers in Pennsylvania. And if there was a breach, and it seems like there was a few years ago, there's a responsibility to notify the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and other states as well. So those are the two laws that I'm looking at as potentially being violated.
As far as the laws that are on the books federally, do you think there's enough?
Well, I think having one universal standard for data breach notifications would be really helpful.
Is that enough to keep this from happening again in the future, though?
No, and here's why. This really has more to do with economics than it does technology, right? The economics seem to be dictating to these corporations that it's better for them to make an extra dollar than it is to protect your information. That's why these investigations are so important. And the result of these investigations is not just to collect money for the consumers in my state or for my state or consumers across the country, but it's to force a change in corporate behavior.
How can you do that just by investigating, though? I mean, they have to be worried about their bottom line.
Well, their bottom line is going to be affected by this investigation in Pennsylvania and across the country. I mean, make no mistake, if we uncover the fact that Facebook failed to adequately protect your information and allowed someone literally to go into the warehouse, take the information, and leave because they gave them the keys, there are going to be severe penalties on them.
We also spoke to Shapiro after the call.
And frankly, the conversation we had today led to other questions. So we're just at the beginning stages of this. We are digging in. We are not going to let up on this until we have answers about what happened to people's personal information, who was impacted, when did Facebook know about this, and did they inform regulators and states of that? I think the answer is pretty clear on that, no.